Hello, I'm Dan from Ace RV Rentals and Sales, and today we're going to be taking a look at this 2021 Winnebago Solis 59P. Today, just like always, I'll be giving you the full walkthrough inside and out, so you'll be all set and prepared when you decide to rent from us. This RV is going to be 20 feet long, and we like to say the height is 12.5 feet, although it is a bit shorter than that. But please keep that 12.5 feet number in mind, especially for new customers when it comes to places like parking garages, drive-thrus, and tunnels. We'll start off on the driver's side over here. We have our fuel inlet. This just takes regular 87 gas, so no premium or diesel. Next up, we have a furnace exhaust, so of course expect it to be hot and do not put your hand here. Next thing I'd like to show you is how to dump out your gray and black waste tanks. So right over here is our toilet actually, and it will all go into this little box here that you can pull out. So when you're at your sewage or wherever else you're dumping, you can just pull this out like that, unscrew the cap, and just pour it down. And then make sure you push it back in until it locks, and then you can lift up this blue lever here to unlock it again and pull it out. So this was our black tank for our toilet water. This here is going to be for our gray tank, our sink and shower wastewater. So all I did was I put on the sewer hose that we'll give you. I'll show you where we stow that away later. But you're just going to clip it onto this outlet over here, and then we have our valve here. You're just going to pull it out to open. So right now it is open, and then there will be levels inside of the RV that will tell you how full or empty this tank is. So once it's empty, you can just push it back in to close it, unscrew the hose, and you're all good to go. This here is our power cord connection. This RV will take 30 amp service, so make sure you have 30 amps at wherever you are planning to camp. But once you are plugged in, this will not only charge the house battery, but will help power all of the outlets behind the cab here. As a quick disclaimer, this RV is actually not equipped with a generator or an AC unit, but we will be providing you with an external generator and an external air conditioning unit during your rental. We're going to go on to the back of the RV here. Apart from opening up these doors, the only thing else I should mention is our rear view camera in the back here. Behind these doors, we have our water system, so I can go over that really quickly for you. And then we also have the entrance into the couch and bed area. Our water system here is a little bit complicated, but I'll go over each of these steps for you. This here is our water system. It's a little bit complicated, but I'll go over each of these steps. Basically, you're going to be putting these 4 valves in different positions depending on different scenarios you'll encounter during your rental. The only 3 settings you'll have to worry about are these 3: dry camping, power fill tank, and city water. And you can just follow these instructions for each of these 3 settings. The first one is dry camping. This is sort of like your neutral standard position. That's what these valves are in right now. This is basically when you're on the road, you want to use your sink, for example, and you're going to take your water via your pump from your water tank. Next, I've switched these positions to power fill tank. This is to fill up your water tank itself. So you want to do this right before you leave a campsite, for example. And thirdly, we have the position set for city water. This is when you are at a campsite and you want to take their water instead of your own tank. So you're going to hook it up your water over, and you're going to set these valves into this position, and the water will bypass your tank and go straight into your pipes. The inlet for all of that is going to be right here. So you're going to take the hose that we'll give you. This will be to fill up your water tank, as well as for city fixtures. It's just going to be the same inlet, but for different positions for the valves. Speaking of those hoses and cords, they're all in these under these trap doors right here. You have some storage in the back. So to my right here, we have our power cord, as of course I showed you where you're going to plug that in. And to my left here, we have a little bag with just a couple of things. This white hose here, this will be for your water system. So you're just going to hook that up into that inlet I showed you. And then we also have a 30 amp to 15 amp adapter. So in case you don't have 30 amp connection, you can just hook it up to 15 amp instead. Although of course it won't be nearly as powerful. We have sort of an outside shower scenario over here. So you can just hook up the spray hose that we'll give you over here, and then just switch on your pump and you're good to go. Next, on to the passenger side. The only things I'll have to show you here are, this is the storage for where I've put the sewer hose. And next to that we have our propane tank. This tank should last you about a week or so before you'll have to refill it. If you do have to refill it, truck stations and campsites, they'll do that for you. The propane will be used for your stove, your fridge when you're not plugged in, your water heater, and your furnace. So that's it for the outside portion of this walkthrough, so we can head inside over here. You'll note that we have a fly screen. You can just unravel that and then just zip it around. For safety purposes, we have a fire extinguisher right at the entrance here. We also are equipped with a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide and propane detector. And just like in the back, we have a second little outside shower faucet. At the entrance, we have a few switches, but first we just have some USB outlets. We have a cigarette lighter over here. This switch is going to be for our galley lights, the inside entry lights. And then we also have a porch light right over here. This switch here is going to be for the house battery. The house battery is going to be powering very minor electrical things like your lights, your water pump, all that kind of stuff. You can leave it on during your rental unless you plan on walking away from your RV for several days at a time. But you can leave it on, it'll be powered when you're driving or even when you're plugged into your campsite. We're in the inside now, and this is sort of our control panel area over here. So I'll start off with this black display. This here will show you the levels of your tanks. So LPG, as I push down on that, that's your propane, you can see that that goes up from empty to full. Our battery, that's our house battery I was just talking about, you can see that that is fully charged. And then our gray water, our sink and shower wastewater, you can see that that is empty. We also have our switch for the water pump. Once I turn this on, you'll see that red light turns on. This will help you draw water from your tank. However, if you are plugged into city water, you actually want to have this off. So if you're plugged in to your campsite's water or wherever else you're getting water from, you want to have this off since you're using their pump and not your own. I should note that if you are traveling to a place where it's below freezing, we can turn on our tank heaters. This will use a bit of your propane to heat up your waste tanks so that they do not freeze over. This is for the solar panels on the roof, so you won't have to worry about that. And this is to turn on your propane, so you can leave this on during your rental since your fridge runs on propane. This here is going to be for our heating system. So I'm just going to press this dial once. This display will light up. I'm going to turn it once clockwise over to this thermostat that's now blinking. I'll press the button once. Right now it says off, so that means our water heater is off. I'll turn it twice clockwise over to hot. Press it once, and now it is starting to use propane to heat up our water. So it'll take up to 10-15 minutes to heat up your water that way. And you only want to leave it on when you want hot water because of course you'll be draining your propane. Next to that, we also have our furnace. So just like the hot water, this one, the camper with the thermostat inside of it, you just press it, you can turn it clockwise and set the temperature for your furnace. The furnace will be using a bit of your propane and a bit of your house battery. In addition to the levels of the tanks on the control panel, for our fresh water tank, it's actually going to be right here. So if I switch this light on, you can see that our water tank is full up to here. The second thing you need to do for the water heater is once you've turned it on from your control panel that I've showed you, right beneath the kitchen sink here, we have it set to normal here. You can turn this to preheat for about 10-15 minutes, and then that will give you hot water. Once you're done heating it up, you can just turn it back to normal. In the back here, this is our sort of bedroom area slash living area. We have some storage, as I showed you below, where you stood the hoses and cords. We also have some storage on the right side here and on the left. Also over here we have our circuit breaker box and fuse box. We'll give you some extra fuses during your rental and I'll show you where that is. Next, I'd like to show you how to form your bed. So this is your bed frame. All you want to do is just remove this latch from the wall and you can slowly bring this down. It'll rest right over here. And then all you have to do is just bring this cushion down, make sure it fits in snugly, and here is your bed. To use the windows, all you want to do is just flip this latch up to unlock it and just slide it out. The same goes for your screen. We also have some overhead storage. This can be your primary storage for the inside of the RV. So on my left and on my right, it's a little bit bigger. Further along the driver's side here, we have our bathroom. It's a combined shower and toilet. This is just a lock here. So I've unlocked it and and I can just open it up like this. There are a few things I should mention about the bathroom. First of all, our toilet, you're just going to push this button here to flush it, and behind the toilet you have a little sensor that will show you how full the tank is. So right now it's green, that means it's empty. Then it'll go up to half green, half red, which is half empty, and then when it's red, it's completely full. Toilet paper is also RV specific, so we've put it right here. You want to go to the camping section at Walmart, or campsites will also sell this. It's called RV Marine Dissolvable Toilet Paper. We'll also give you a couple of bottles of solution. This is just in case the smell comes up from the black tank for the toilet. You can just pour a little bit of that down the toilet just to freshen it up. Apart from the toilet, you have your standard shower here. You also have a shower curtain. This will be hooked up along the inside right over here. Above the bed, we also have a skylight here with a fan. Instead of using the controls on the fan here, there's a remote control. All you have to do is just press this button here. And there you go. All of your options will be on the display here and your buttons. On the passenger side here to my right, we have our kitchen area. So we just have a standard kitchen sink right here. Just some storage area above that. Below that, we have some more storage area underneath the sink here, some drawer space as well. We have a stove here with 2 burners. This will run on propane. So all you want to do is just set each of these dials for both of the burners, set it to this fire option. You can hear the propane come out, and then here's your starter. Once you're done using the stove, just wait a few minutes before you put the top back on, otherwise the glass here might shatter. If you wanted some extra counter or table space, we have a little extension here. You just loosen the latch, and this will come out. At the entrance here, we have our refrigerator. Now, the fridge will run on propane when you're not plugged in, but once you do plug in at a campsite to your shore power, it will automatically switch over to electricity, so your fridge will stay on the entire time. Behind the front cab, we have 2 extra seats with 2 seat belts. We have a little table here. I'll show you how to set that up. It's quite simple. All you want to do is just take this pole, just stick that into the little hole in the ground, and then we can take our tabletop and just place that top of the pole here, just like so. On the ground here, we have a little trapdoor just for some extra storage. And we have a tiny bit of extra storage underneath the seats here. You're just going to take this yellow lever, just pull on that, and then you can lift up the seat just like this. This RV has a little pop-up tent on the top, so all you want to do to bring that up is first disconnect these safety latches. They're sort of just like belt buckles. Next, you can just hold on to these handles here and just push up, just like this. To bring it back down, just do the reverse. Just bring down the handle like that, and remember to fasten those buckles on both sides. During your rental, we'll also give you this envelope with quite a few things that will be helpful to you. We have an online guide / FAQ. You can scan this QR code to get there. This will answer pretty much any question you have. If that can't answer it, we also have a 24/7 roadside assistance number via CoachNet, so you can call this number and then give them your reservation code so they'll know what make and model you have for your vehicle. And on the other side of the envelope, we have those extra fuses for the fuse box I was talking about, as well as the registration for the vehicle. Here we are in the front cab of the vehicle, so it's pretty much just like a regular car or truck in regard to the whole center console here. So for the display, we can connect our phone with Bluetooth here. That's pretty important. And if I put the RV in reverse, we have a rear view camera that'll pop up. And that'll be all for our 2021 Winnebago Solis Model 59P. I'm Dan from Ace RV Rentals and Sales, and have a great trip. And by the way, we've hidden a little picture of our dog mascot, Larry, somewhere in the video. So if you can find him, you can put a comment down in the video, and you will receive a 10% discount on your rental. Only the first person who does that can get it though.